Bayonne Board of Education voted to have trustees Joseph Broderick and Denis Wilbeck keep their titles as president and vice president for another term. The board unanimously voted for Broderick, who gracefully thanked the members.
I just want to thank all the trustees for having some faith in me. I hope I can live up to that. Either that they have faith in me, or they just got together and said, let's let them run around again next year like a chicken without a head. And if something goes wrong, we have someone easy to blame. So it's one of those two things, but I do appreciate it. The thing I want you to say is that the people up here, you don't really see it when we sit here, I don't think, but which is one of the reasons why we get out here so late. I hate to say that, but the passion that the 9 people show. We have cameras out here. That's it. Hello out there in TV land, right? But if there's a camera in those back rooms, you really see a show. So I just want to thank them for voting for me and having a little faith in me. And once again, I hope I can live up to that. Thank you.
Wilbeck received the majority of the board's vote, with the exception of Trustee Theodore Gerlich.
No, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Although the board had a lengthy closed-door meeting returning only 10 minutes to 8 p.m., it was back to business, especially on a resolution urging Congress and the New Jersey State Legislature to provide consistent appropriations and funding for the Bayonne district.
Whereas in 1995, the voters of New Jersey approved the constitutional amendment prohibiting future unfunded state mandates. Whereas, notwithstanding this constitutional amendment, the state government has continued to chronically underfund requirements established before and after 1995. Whereas in 1975, when Congress enacted the Federal Special Education Law, the Individuals with Disability Act, the IDEA, it promised to fund 40% of the costs associated with the law. Whereas New Jersey receives annual federal funding equivalent to only 16% of IDEA costs, a shortfall of $535 million. Whereas costs associated with the underfunded federal and state mandates required local boards of education to reprioritize spending growth limits. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Bayonne Board of Education urges Congress and the New Jersey State Legislature to provide consistent appropriations to ensure that the state and the federal government meet their financial obligations toward these statutorily required programs and services. Be it further resolved that this resolution to be sent to Governor Chris Christie, Senate President Stephen M. Sweeney, Assembly Speaker Vincent Prieto, State Senator Sandra Cunningham, Assembly Representatives Nicholas Chevroletti and Angela McKnight, U.S. Senator Robert Menendez, U.S. Senator Cory Booker, and Congressional Representatives Albio Ceres and Donald Payne, Jr. Resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to the New Jersey School Boards Association.
The resolution that we just voted on was to ask these representatives, our elected representatives, to fund this district properly. Now, I did see in the paper a couple of weeks back that Speaker Prado and Assemblyman Chevroletti wanted to do an audit of the district, which after we already did one, he wanted the state to do one. Now, I'm not against an audit if they're willing to pay for it, but since this resolution is being sent to every one of these elected officials, I know there's cameras here, I'd like to issue a public challenge to every one of these officials to see what had they done to bring funding, proper funding, back to this district. Because we're sending this resolution to everyone, and I would like to know what our assemblymen, what our governor, what our state senators, what have they done to properly fund this district? So I just wanted to issue that challenge because I know the cameras are there.
As everybody knows, that we are either the lowest or second, we're number 2 now, unfunded district in the state. It's been that way for several years, and we continue to plug away. I think later on, actually this month, we're taking a trip to Trenton to see what we can do. So we won't give up, because it's money that we truly deserve, and for some reason, we're just not receiving. So, thank you.
Hudson County View, the eye of the community.